Hey guys, I'm Greg Build, and welcome to this Minecraft build tutorial. On this episode, we're going to create a tree-styled survival base, and this starting base has an enormous storage room below the ground, which is great for organizing all your materials right from the start. And there's even a conveniently located workshop right at ground level. And on top of that, there's a bedroom upstairs, and this bedroom could fit all the players on your server, or at least a good portion of them. And on top of that, this house is made with easy to gather materials. Now this build is broken down into 10 steps, and without further ado, let's start the build. Also, here's a quick little side note. This house is roughly 26 by 32 blocks wide, and it is 14 blocks tall. Now here's a complete list of the materials you'll need to build this starting base. Also, this starting base requires a 26 block by 32 block area spacing, and I marked my area out with coarse dirt blocks, and you could do the same, and that way we'll know how big the layout is before we start the build. Step 1. First, let's make the foundation for the house. We'll need 1076 stone blocks and 576 oak planks. At the back left corner of the outline, move back to the 4th dirt block. Then remove the 4th dirt block, and we can make a row that is 26 blocks wide. Then we can make the side a total of 26 blocks wide as well. Then we can continue clearing the 26 by 26 block wide opening in the ground. Then we can continue clearing the 26 by 26 block wide opening in the ground. Then once completed with the first layer, we can clear down another layer. Also, once we completed with the second layer, we can clear down for a third layer as well. Now, we can double check that we cleared down 3 blocks. And then from here, we can fill across the entire floor with stone blocks. Now once the floor is completed, we can add in stone walls, and we can extend up for a total of 4 additional stone blocks. And now make the stone wall 2 blocks above the ground surface. Then once the walls are filled in 2 blocks above the surface, we can fill in all the way around all the sides. Next, let's fill in the top with oak planks, and we can fill the entire top with oak planks as well. Step 2. Next was add in the basement windows, stairways, and fence railings. We'll need 20 stone blocks, 12 oak planks, 48 glass panes, 24 oak stairs, and 92 oak fence posts. To start, let's add 2 blocks of space. Then clear 2 blocks, and we can add in glass. Then continue this pattern leaving 2 blocks, then making a 2 wide window. Then once completed along the front wall, we could do the same for the side. And now that we've finished up the side, we can continue around the back and the other side as well. Then at the 10th stone block over, we can add in 2 columns that are 2 blocks tall each. Then 1 stone block in front of that. Then we could do the same with the 10th block over from this side. And for reference, the 10th stone block over will be just before the 3rd window. Then we could fill the first 2 rows with oak stairs. Then a row of oak planks on top. Then let's do the same on the back side, adding in stone blocks at the 10th block over. Then we can add stone blocks at the 10th block over from the other side as well. And that'll be just before the 3rd window. Then we can add in 2 rows of stairs, and a row of oak planks on top of that. Then we can add an oak fence post along the top of the stone blocks. Step 3. Next was add in the oak walls. We'll need 440 oak logs. At the right side of the second window over, let's move back 7 oak planks on top of the deck. Then place an oak log on top of the 7th oak plank back. Then at the inner side, closest to the staircase of the second window over, we can move back 7 oak planks as well. Then place a log on the 7th oak plank back. Then we could do the same along the back side of the house, moving back 7 oak planks. And this will line up with the inner side of the second window over. Then repeat for a 4th time. Then we can fill in the row across the front, and this row will be 12 oak logs wide in total. Then we can fill in the side as well. And the side will be a total of 12 blocks wide, just like the front. Then we could continue filling in the 12 by 12 outline. Then we can add 9 additional oak logs on top of the column. And that'll make the oak log column a total of 10 logs tall. Then we can fill in the walls to a total of 10 oak logs tall all the way around. Step 4. Next was adding the doors and windows. For this we'll need 8 oak doors and 84 oak trapdoors. At the front of the base, let's clear a 2 wide opening. Then another opening up here. Then we can add in trapdoors. Then let's do the same on the other side, clearing 2 blocks at the bottom and 2 blocks up here. And then we can add 2 oak doors in the center. Then let's add in 2 oak trapdoors. Then let's move up to the 6th and 7th space up, and we can make an opening for 2 doors. We can add in 2 trapdoors, and another opening at the 8th block up as well. Then let's do the same on the other side of the door, adding in 2 oak trapdoors at the 6th block up, and another 2 opening at the 8th block up. Then we can do the same pattern for the back side of the house. To refresh, add in oak trapdoors at the 1st and 3rd log up. Then do the same at the other side. Then we can add in doors in the center. Then we can add in oak doors at the 6th and 7th block up. And these doors will line up with the oak doors down below. And we can add in trapdoors on either side of the upper doors as well. Then for the side of the house, we can add in trapdoors at the 1st and 3rd block up. Then we can leave 2 blocks of spacing. Then we can repeat, leaving 2 more blocks of spacing. Then let's do the same with the 6th block up. As well as the 8th block up. Then we can repeat the same exact pattern on the other side of the house. Step 5. Next was add in the floor and stairway. We'll need 13 oak stairs and 96 oak planks. Inside the house, let's add a staircase that leads downstairs at the 4th oak plank back. And make this opening 4 blocks wide. And now leave 3 blocks of spacing in front, in between the opening and the front door. Then we can extend the stairs downwards. Then back up on the ground level, we can add in a staircase that extends up. And extend the staircase up 5 stairs. Then we can add in a second floor, and make sure it's at the side of the 5th stair up. Step 6. Next was add in the decks. We'll need 152 oak slabs and 64 oak leaves. Next was add in the oak slabs 3 blocks deep, and we can extend across the front for the deck. Then let's add oak leaves on top, and this will make a natural edge looking railing. Then let's add a slab overhang up here. Then let's do a similar deck that is 3 slabs deep. Then we can extend across the side. And we can add oak leaves on top as well. Then let's repeat for the back side of the house as well as the other side as well. Step 7. Next, let's make a modification to the upper floor. And for this, we'll need 4 oak doors. Now, for this step, we can head upstairs. And up here, we can add in extra oak doors at the sides. And this will be a modification that will lead out to the side decks. Then we could do the same on the other side, adding in oak doors as well. Step 8. Next was add in the exterior deck landscaping. We'll need 36 stone blocks, 36 oak fence posts, and 36 oak leaves. Now, this step is optional. However, I think this step will add a lot of detail to your starter base. And for this, we can add in a stone block, with a fence post on top of that and oak leaves on top of the fence post. And that will give us a natural looking privacy area around the house. But again, you can leave this step out if you don't want this look for your starter house. Step 9. Next, let's work on the roof. For this, we'll need 300 oak leaves and 112 oak stairs. Next, let's add an upside down stairs to the top of the oak log block. And we can wrap this ring around the entire top of the base. Then once this ring is completed, we can add in another ring. And to start the second ring, we can add in a placeholder. Then we can start the row, then remove the placeholder. Then we can continue around for the second row. Then once completed, we can add in oak leaves on top of the oak logs. Then once we fill in that, we can fill on top of the oak stairs with more oak leaves. And we can fill across the top, making a natural oak leaf roof for the top of the house. Now you can always change these leaves to a stronger roof material such as glass. But I find these oak leaves to be a great change of pace, as oak leaves are usually an unusual type of material to make a roof out of. But again, you can always change that to glass blocks, or any other roof material you prefer. Step 10. Lastly is the interior, and I'll leave this completely up to you. However, I'll quickly show you a walkthrough of how I did mine. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions about the build or would like to leave some feedback, I would love to hear it. Also, make sure to subscribe, because I create build tutorials just like this one every week. I'll catch you in the next one. Later guys! Want more build tutorials? I have many other playlists that might interest you on my channel. Make sure to check them out.